You work hard, you save money, but somehow it still feels like you're always behind. What if the real thing keeping you poor isn't your paycheck, but your mentality about money? There is something called the scarcity mindset. It quietly convinces you there is never enough. Never enough money, never enough time, never enough opportunities. By the end of this video, you'll learn how this mindset controls your decisions, and more importantly, how to break free from it. Most people believe becoming wealthy starts with earning more money. But successful people know it starts with thinking differently. Your mindset acts like a ladder. It either helps you climb toward opportunity or keeps you standing exactly where you are. Today's video isn't about blaming you. It's about helping you notice invisible habits that almost everyone develops. Once you notice these habits, you can replace them with better ones. So, what exactly is a scarcity mindset? Simply put, it's the constant feeling that there will never be enough. It makes you hold on to everything because you're afraid of losing it. It's like always worrying your glass will run out when there's a whole lake nearby. When you're focused on what you might lose, you often miss what you could have gained. Scarcity makes every decision feel risky. You start comparing yourself to everyone else, believing there simply isn't enough success to go around. But success isn't like a pie where someone else's slice makes yours smaller. Think about it. Have you ever skipped an opportunity because you were afraid it might not work? If you have, you're definitely not alone. Let's see how scarcity affects everyday life. Imagine someone who checks their bank balance 10 times a day. They aren't checking because they're planning something. They're checking because they're anxious of losing the money. They avoid buying a $20 book that could teach them a skill worth thousands. It's like expecting a plant to grow while refusing to water it. Growth almost always requires small investments. So if scarcity isn't about how much money you have, what creates it in the first place? In the next part, we'll uncover where this mindset comes from and how you can start replacing it. For many people, the scarcity mindset begins long before you ever earn your first paycheck. If you grew up hearing phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, your brain may have learned that money is always limited. Maybe your family struggled financially, or maybe every bill felt like an emergency. You begin carrying old fears into new situations. Even when life improves, your mind still expects the worst. It's like wearing glasses that make every opportunity look smaller than it really is. The good news is that mindsets aren't permanent. What you learned can also be unlearned. Every small change in your thinking creates a new habit, and new habits create new results. Let's look at some everyday behaviors that quietly keep the scarcity mindset alive. Sometimes scarcity doesn't look dramatic. It shows up in tiny decisions you make every single day. You constantly check prices, balances, or investments because uncertainty makes you uncomfortable. You spend so much time trying to make the perfect decision that you end up making no decision at all. You delay applying for jobs, starting businesses, or learning new skills because failure feels too expensive. When someone else succeeds, it feels like they're taking something away from you. But opportunities aren't limited. Think of them like a tree that keeps growing more fruit every season. Pause for a moment. Which of these habits sounds like you? Being able to notice it is the first step toward changing it. Awareness is powerful. You can't fix a habit you don't even realize you have. The goal isn't to ignore risk. It's to stop letting fear make every decision for you. Big changes don't happen overnight. They happen through small, consistent actions repeated again and again. Each healthy financial decision is like watering a plant. It may seem small today, but it creates tomorrow's growth. So far, we've uncovered what scarcity is, where it comes from, and how it quietly shapes everyday decisions. In the final part, we'll explore practical ways to replace it, and specifically with something known as an abundance mindset. So how do you actually escape the scarcity mindset? It doesn't happen by winning the lottery. It doesn't happen by luck. It happens by changing the small decisions you make every day. First of all, start by learning to ask a different question. Instead of asking yourself, what could go wrong? Ask, what could I learn? Or what if it actually works out? Wealth is usually built one smart decision at a time. Small habits repeated consistently are more powerful than occasional big wins. Investing in yourself is one of the safest investments you'll ever make. Skills can create opportunities that money alone never could. Think of every good habit as planting a seed. You won't see a tree tomorrow, but you'll never have one unless you plant it today. Secondly, understand that people with an abundance mindset don't fear other people's success. Instead, they know that helping others often creates opportunities for everyone. The world isn't just about competition. It's also about cooperation. Great opportunities often begin with great relationships. Third tip, pay attention to your self-talk. The words you repeat become the beliefs that guide your actions. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. One step forward every day beats standing still forever. Here's a challenge for you. What is one small action you can take today that your future self will thank you for? Write it down. Small written goals are far more likely to become real actions. Saving isn't about fear. It's about giving your future self more choices. Focus on steady improvement instead of overnight success. Slow growth is still growth. The more you invest in healthy habits, the easier they become. Eventually, growth starts feeling natural. The biggest change isn't your bank account. It's the person you become along the way. Let's quickly recap. Scarcity begins in the mind. We know that it shapes your decisions and limits your opportunities, but it can be replaced with better habits. We also know that real wealth isn't just about money. It's about knowledge, skills, relationships, and the confidence to keep learning. Every successful person started somewhere. What separated them wasn't luck. It was choosing growth over fear. Remember, you don't need to change your whole life today. You only need to take the first small step.